One thing you told me is that the people at Youth Build, you said I trusted them. And I thought that was powerful because it seemed to me to be the foundation of what allows you to thrive. And so just explain to us, please, like, why did you trust them? What is it that they did for you?
I would say, I always start with this story because it's a memorable experience for me. The very first day that I walked into the program, so I learned about the program from a cousin of mine when I was in middle school cutting up. I remember her, who was a female at the time, she would come home with this hard hat and all these tools, and she would just be so happy to go to school, and I would just look at her like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, I at the time, I couldn't stand going to school, and I just seen the joy that she had. But then I ended up going to her graduation. I remember it was in Faneuil Hall in Boston, and I seen that she wasn't the only one that had that joy. The entire class had that joy. They were crying, there was tears. I mean, it was just, you could feel the love in the air. So that memory stuck with me when I got to a point where I wanted to find a program, right? And as a disconnected youth, when you're disconnected for so long and you're new to a community, I was new to Brockton at the time, you don't know where to begin. You know, so there's a lot of programs in the city, you don't know where they are. They have all these demands of you, fill out this paper. It can become an overwhelming process, especially when you have your mom who was, you know, in charge of like handling your doctor's appointments and things like that. So on top of trying to grow up and be my own man, just being confronted with how do I find the right service? So in the midst of my search, I just remember that experience of my cousin, and I knew that there was a youth field in Brockton, so I said, let me give him a shot. So I went in the very first day just to take it was like sort of like an information, take the tape test, you know, the formal process. When I walked in, the program manager there, his name was Jay Casilli, big guy, he had a big belly, you know, I'll tell him to his face. So, you know, after I took the test, you know, he came up to me, he was like, LaShawn Amato, and then he came and gave me this big hug, right? And because he had such a big belly, we were hugging like that. And I was a little blown away because I was like, what is wrong with this guy? But that set the tone from the beginning. Usually how things begin is how they end. And I found that love carried out throughout the entire program. And then it just comes from our program manager because it means a lot when it comes from the leadership, right? Because, you know, everything is a reflection of their leadership. I got that from all of the staff. All the staff served as a mentor for me and for everyone into that program. Of course, we all had closer relationships with other individuals, but there was an expectation in that program that we are a family and we are all gonna support and love each other. And when you have that trust and support, which means a lot to young people who come from the streets, when you come from the streets, respect and trust are the two most critical things. And once you have that, I was able to be vulnerable and let them guide me in life, right? Because they exposed me to a lot, right? But I allowed them to sort of pull and tug on me because I had that trust.